my dear friends, and welcome back to another video. So today is a very special day. It's the first day of Star Wars Celebration here in London. The excitement is up for those fans who could attend, but don't worry, if you can't be here, I'm going to be covering the latest updates every single day. And if you're a patron, and the link is down below, you'll get exclusive footage tonight. I'll be dropping that on my Patreon. And tomorrow here on the main channel, I'll also be posting footage that I took. But today, this morning, we got the live action Lucasfilm panel. Kathleen Kennedy came on stage and started the announcements. Now before we get into the TV show news and the Ahsoka trailer breakdown, we just got some huge movie announcements. James Mangold is going to be directing one about the Jedi, the first ever Jedi. Dave Filoni has a Mandoverse era movie with Jon Favreau producing. That's going to be an Endgame style event that connects all the shows together. But the biggest piece of news is that Rey is back for a Babe Chinoy's film, 15 years after The Rise of Skywalker, so well into the sequel era timeline, a time period we've never explored. Daisy Ridley came on stage. We knew this was going to happen. The sequel era is going to be continued. I'm not going to lie to you, as much as I didn't like The Rise of Skywalker, I'm so pumped for this. I love Daisy, I love the character. If she's well written, this could be great. They didn't give any release dates for the movies, but the Obi Chinoy film is called Jedi Academy and focuses on Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order. And so now, my dear friends, they began with Andor Season 2. The main cast came onto the stage: Diego Luna, Denise Gough, Carl Sola, Genevieve O'Reilly, Andy Serkis, Adria Arjona, and of course the man responsible for all of it, Tony Gilroy. They came on to discuss and hype up Andor Season 2, and they confirmed, having done some filming in England and Spain, that principal photography is going to go until August of this year, and with a year of post-production, we should expect it in August of 2024. This is massive. We knew it was coming out next year, but now we have a month. August 2024. And by the way, pictures courtesy of Bespin Bulletin. Tony Gilroy said, "If you know your ending, it helps, not like other shows." Because the ending of Andor Season 2 is the opening scene of Rogue One on Kafrene. And those in attendance were treated to Andor Season 2 footage. This has not been made public as of the making of this video. Now this seems pretty premature, but not too surprising. They've been filming for a while now and did have a special treat for those in attendance. Now because I didn't get into the panel myself, this information comes again from Bespin Bulletin. Now they say the footage was very brief, mostly shots of the main characters. Andor was at a bar and Vel Sartha now has red hair. So some cool Andor reveals, and then afterwards they started talking about the Acolyte. Leslie Headland, the showrunner, walked out with a Wookiee Jedi. The Acolyte is the first live-action High Republic show. There's a lot of expectation on it, and apparently it's really good. According to Kathleen Kennedy, this show blew her away. They've only completed 4 episodes as of this time. Again, it's coming out next year. Now, something made very clear at this panel is that this show is from the perspective of the villains, from the Sith. So while there are of course some Jedi in it, it's really from the point of view of the bad guys of the Sith. We're gonna get inside their heads a little bit, and it's been described as Frozen meets Kill Bill. A very interesting description, but somehow it doesn't surprise me. That's kind of the tone and the vibe I expected. There's a lot of fantasy in this, a lot of classic tropes of Star Wars with lightsabers, but realistically, this is going to be something very different. Now, while Leslie did tease the Sith, she does say there are lots and lots of Jedi. We're talking hundreds. And by the way, the Wookiee Jedi's name is Kel Naka, an original character we've not seen before. So for those fans of the High Republic saying it might be Buriaga, it's not. This is a brand new character altogether, as are many of those in the show. And guess who's playing the Wookiee? Yuna Soratomo, who played Chewie in the sequel trilogy. Amanda Stenberg was basically dressed as Padme. She looked awesome. Lee Jung-jae dressed up very formally in a suit. He's also amazing. And it was revealed he's playing a Jedi Master. We also now know that Daphne Keane and Charlie Barnett's characters use lightsabers. Some footage was shown, but no recordings were allowed. One of the biggest things to note for the Acolyte is they've changed the logo. It looks more like the Star Wars Eclipse video game by Quantic Dream coming at some point in the future. It's orange and no longer the original red, with an overlap on the O. And just like Star Wars Eclipse, the exclusive Acolyte trailer showed some Neimoidians. After the Acolyte, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni took the stage. This is where fans were anticipating something really big. Did they deliver? I think they did. Some footage of The Mandalorian Season 3 Episode 7, so the next episode on Wednesday directed by Rick Famuyiwa was shown. That's going to be the next to the last episode of Season 3, the penultimate one. There are some really high expectations for the last 2 episodes, considering some fans didn't really like the last one. As I said in my full episode breakdown, there were some things I really liked, but other things that really didn't sit right with me. But that doesn't mean I've given up on the show, that doesn't mean I'm going to be spiteful and hateful about it. I look forward to the next one, and this episode does look really cool. The footage was 8 minutes long, and the cast came out afterwards. Moff Gideon actor Giancarlo Esposito, Katie Sackhoff, and we do expect a fight between Bo-Katan and Moff Gideon by the end of the season. Details on the footage are a bit scarce, but later tonight at 6 PM British Summer Time, so after the posting of this video, that footage is going to be shown in the other panels at Star Wars Celebration, so if you're there at the event and you didn't get to go into the live action Lucasfilm panel, they are going to show it later, and I assume some of that is going to be made public on the Star Wars social media pages. Rick Famuyiwa also teased at this panel that if you're a Book of Boba Fett fan, there is resolution at the end, so is Boba Fett going to appear in Season 3? I think there's a very good chance. This was a massive hint. And staying on the subject of the Mandoverse, next up was Skeleton Crew. It's confirmed to be wrapped, and the synopsis they gave is that this show follows a group of kids who want to go on a great adventure in the galaxy far, far away, but they get lost, and it's more than they can handle. Now, I'm sure a controversial decision on this show is that Kathleen Kennedy stepped in. She's a big part of the creative process on this show, but Jon Watts, the showrunner, praises her for adding the more Amblin past experience to the show. The directors are the Daniels, David Lowery, Jon Watts, Lee Isaac Chung, who directed one episode of Mando, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Jake Schreier. So all the rumours for that show were true. A huge appearance was the main character himself, the teacher, played by Jude Law. He appeared on stage, everyone rightly applauded massively. I can't wait to see what he brings to the Star Wars universe. He's going to be the mentor to the kids lost in space. And so then fans were treated to a Skeleton Crew trailer. This gives us the first glimpse and clue of what we can expect. Tonally, it's a big diversion from The Mandalorian, and I've got to say, it does bring some uniqueness in terms of genre, with some major 80s inspiration, very Amblin. According to Bespin sources, no release date has been given. Some fans think it's December 2023, but as most outlets have predicted, it's probably going to be next year. Skeleton Crew's trailer was apparently fantastic. The kids run away to go on an adventure in the middle of the night. They get lost in the galaxy, so very much Stranger Things in space. Their parents search for them. Jude Law's character, the teacher, comes across the kids while he's in prison, and by the way, he's a former Jedi. Vane, the pirate from The Mandalorian, is in the trailer as well. Some very exciting stuff indeed. After Skeleton Crew, we got a massive Ahsoka update. We have a release date, August of 2023. That's when the Ahsoka show is coming out. Once again, August 2023, so just 4 months away. That is super exciting stuff, and Rosario Dawson teases there might be a second season. This is not confirmation, just her hoping it does get more than one season, which, let's be real, it probably will. The show is going to be so popular, as is the character generally. In the footage they showed, we have Mary Elizabeth Winstead confirmed as Hera Syndulla. As a massive Star Wars Rebels fan, I'm very happy with this casting. This is what she looks like. We also have a proper look at Sabine Wren, Natasha Liu Bordizzo in the role. She is the perfect casting for this. Now, the Ahsoka teaser dropped publicly and it was insane. We see Morgan Elsbeth, she's back working for Thrawn, we get the back of Thrawn's head, and Ahsoka even references Legends by saying the heir to the Empire, which is Thrawn, the Imperial Remnant, and all of that faction. We see Shin, Ivana Sakno's character, who is the dark side apprentice of Ray Stevenson's Balon. He and Shin are after Ahsoka. We see Sabine ignite a hologram of Ezra and Mon Mothma. Genevieve O'Reilly did some filming for this show. It looks incredible. The action sequences, the ghost, Chopper, some of Thrawn's guards, Ahsoka using her lightsaber. I think this show is going to be absolutely outstanding. We also see Hayang played by David Tennant, Tennant, and of course Aman Esfandi as Ezra Bridger, not to mention Ray Stevenson's characters in Order 66 Survivor. And I should also say, Lothal in live action looks amazing, and we are going to see a recreation of the mural scene, but at this stage, Ahsoka is not yet Ahsoka the White. That's later in the timeline. And we also get our first glimpse at the World Between Worlds, Balon versus Ahsoka. This show is going to have everything Rebels fans have ever dreamed. Share your thoughts in the comments down below. I will of course be updating you on everything that drops from here on out, but that is day one, the big stuff at the Lucasfilm live action panel. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. May the Force be with you always.